Holly Simoni here for Spellbinders Paper Arts. I'm here today in my craft room, and I wanted to show you how I created this fun fall leaf card. I'm going to show you a couple of techniques. The first one is how we get some nice detailed embossing on our premium craft foil. We're also going to do some die cutting, but actually use the negative piece we get left over. And then we're going to do some stamping and align the die template around the stamp and cut and emboss. We're going to layer it all together, and then you're going to end up with a beautiful, fun fall leaf card. Thanks for joining me today, and let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do to get started is I measured a piece of craft cardstock, 5.5 to approximately 11 inches. Then I also measured a piece of printed pattern paper about 4.5 by 11 inches, adhered those together, and then folded in half vertically. The next thing I'm going to show you is how I created the white negative piece. And first what I did was measure a piece of white cardstock, 3 by 11 inches, and folded vertically. Then I'm going to lay it here on my cut mat, and I went ahead and used the tiny maple leaf from the Orchard Harvest Tags and Accent, and I put it right in the right hand corner and sent it through and just cut it. Then I moved it over here, and then I got the large maple leaf and placed it down here on the bottom of the panel. Now you could secure those with some removable tape if you'd like. It worked fine for me to just lay them on there. So I sent them through and just cut those also. And then you'll have these beautiful die cuts left over that you can use for another project. The next thing I did was cut and embossed these die cuts here. And the first one is a swirl, and I used some black cardstock. It's a swirl flourish that actually comes from the Twisted Metal Tags and Accents. And that looks really beautiful in black once you get that nice embossed edge with it. And then I stamped this Fall Fun Sentiment with Unity Stamp Set by Samantha Walker, and that's also called Orchard Harvest Tags and Accents. I stamped that, and then I laid it on my cutting plate. I also brought in my Labels 22 die template number 2, laid it on top with the cut edge down, and then secured it with a piece of removable tape. Then I sent it through and cut it, and then put it back on my bee base plate and embossed it. So that turned out really lovely with that nice embossed edge as well. So the last thing I want to show you is how I created this copper embossed foil underneath the white panel. And today I'm going to be showing you with a piece of gold craft foil actually. But you start with your bee base plate, and then this is a new grand impressibility. This is called Sea Flowers. I love how big it is. It covers almost the entire bee base plate, and so you could really do a lot of different colors of foil, and just the sky's the limit really with how large these grand impressibilities are. This one will actually start shipping in October 6th, so that's not far away. So first what I'm going to do is I like the colored side down. The other side is silver. You can kind of choose exactly which look you prefer. I'm going to put my embossing pad right on top, and then on top of that my embossing mat. And we're going to send it through the grand caliber. And it's really quick and easy and really creates a very nice deep embossed detail. Spellbinders also now has these smaller mats. If you have only a few die cuts you want to do, you could use the smaller mats. I prefer the larger mats because you can do a lot at once. A lot of embossing, a lot of die cutting all at once. Okay, so now you can see we've got a beautiful metal foil piece here that's really nicely embossed. And look at that detail. It's just so beautiful. That's one nice thing about Spellbinders die templates. They're very versatile. There's a lot of value. You can cut, emboss, and stencil with all of their dies. It just makes them really nice to work with. Okay, so you're going to trim the copper piece to 3 inches by 5.5 and slide that under your white panel, and then adhere everything down. I did use some 3D foam squares underneath my sentiment to really kind of make it pop. Then I also did some light stitching with a neutral colored thread around the card. And that's how you create the Fall Fun leaf card. If you have any questions, be sure to shoot us an email. You can also let us know what you think on our Facebook account, our blog. We also have a Twitter account and a YouTube. Thanks so much for joining me today.